In the tapestry of human emotions and drives, greed and desire are often painted with the same brush, their colors bleeding into one another, creating a complex and intriguing picture. Yet, despite their apparent overlap, these two forces can diverge on radically different paths, their impacts weaving through our lives, societies, and histories in profound and often paradoxical ways. Greed, commonly vilified as a root of evil, can spur relentless progress. Meanwhile, desire, seen as the very essence of aspiration, can lead to both extraordinary achievements and profound suffering. This essay ventures into the dual nature of greed and desire, exploring their nuances, dissecting their consequences, and pondering how we might harness them for the betterment of our world. As we navigate these turbulent waters, it's worth recalling the words of philosopher Erich Hoffer. You can discover what your enemy fears most by observing the means he uses to frighten you. Similarly, by examining how societies have shaped and been shaped by greed and desire, we might unlock broader insights into the human condition. Greed is often defined as an insatiable longing for more wealth, more power, more status. Unlike the basic needs driving human survival, greed knows no bounds. Desire, by contrast, can be seen as the broader set of aspirations that propel our choices, whether they be practical, emotional, or spiritual. While these concepts overlap, they are not congruent. Each has distinct connotations and trajectories. Understanding these definitions is essential for dissecting the subsequent behaviors influenced by them. It sets the foundation for exploring how these drives manifest differently across various scenarios and historical contexts. It's crucial to recognize that while every person experiences these forces to some degree, the manner and extent to which they affect our decisions and lives vary significantly. Greed and desire have undeniably shaped the course of history. From the opulent empires of Rome and Egypt to the commercial exploits of the Dutch East India Company and the tech booms of Silicon Valley, these drives have catalyzed progress and conquest, innovation and exploitation. Exploring these instances provides a lens through which we can understand the perennial nature of these human motivations. History teaches us that the mechanisms of greed and desire, while often critiqued, have also been drivers of development and discovery. Yet, this progress often comes at a cost, sometimes to disenfranchised populations or to the environment. These consequences sow the seeds of societal change and reflections that are crucial for our analysis. Literature not only reflects society's norms and values, but also predicts its oscillations and upheavals. From Charles Dickens's critique of Victorian industrial greed in Hard Times to F. Scott Fitzgerald's dissection of the American dream in The Great Gatsby, writers have wielded their pens as exploratory tools into the human psyche. These literary journeys are not just stories. They are narratives steeped in the social and economic climates of their times, providing critical insights into the personal and collective impacts of greed and desire. Through these artistic mirrors, we see the age-old conflict between human aspiration and moral constraint, a battle that continues to resonate in contemporary narratives. Why do greed and desire exert such powerful influences on human behavior? Psychological theories offer insights into these primal drives. According to evolutionary psychology, desires evolved as mechanisms to ensure survival and reproduction. Greed, in some interpretations, could be seen as a mutated form of these desires, an adaptive trait gone awry in the context of modern abundance. Cognitive neuroscience has shown that both greed and desire activate similar neural circuits associated with the brain's reward system. This overlap suggests why it can be difficult to distinguish between healthy ambition and destructive greed. Understanding the psychological roots helps us recognize these traits within ourselves, potentially offering the first step towards managing them more effectively. The impacts of greed and desire ripple through societies, influencing various aspects from economic disparity to cultural values. On the positive side, desire drives innovation and improvement, encouraging individuals to envision and work towards better futures. Conversely, unchecked greed can lead to corruption, inequality, and social unrest. Examining these dual outcomes, it becomes apparent that while these drives can catalyze progress, they require careful management and ethical oversight to prevent detrimental outcomes. The challenge for societies is to cultivate environments that nurture healthy desires and limit greed, promoting a balance between personal achievement and communal well-being. Economically, both greed and desire have profound effects. Desire motivates consumption, which fuels economic activity. Greed, however, often leads to short-term decision-making and speculative bubbles, as seen in the 2008 financial crisis. Studying these economic behaviors reveals the fine line between constructive economic drivers and destructive financial mechanisms. This understanding is crucial for policymakers who aim to harness the positive aspects of these drives while mitigating their risks. Striking this balance is not just about regulation, but also about fostering a culture of responsible entrepreneurship and ethical consumerism. The environmental consequences of greed are stark. Overexploitation of resources, driven by the insatiable appetite for more, has led to deforestation, pollution, and species extinction. Desire, when aligned with sustainability goals, can promote the development of green technologies and sustainable practices. This contrast underscores the need for a paradigm shift in how desires are directed, advocating for an alignment with long-term environmental sustainability rather than immediate gratification. Educating about and incentivizing sustainable desires can be pivotal in addressing some of the critical environmental challenges facing our planet. Desire plays a complex role in human relationships. It can bind people together, driving them to seek companionship, love, and mutual growth. However, when tainted by greed, relationships can become transactional or exploitative. Understanding these dynamics is essential for fostering healthy, personal, and professional relationships. It involves cultivating empathy and genuine connection, qualities often overshadowed by a relentless pursuit of more. In personal life, this understanding can lead to more fulfilling and enduring relationships, whereas in professional contexts it can build more collaborative and ethical work environments. The internal battles with greed and desire are as diverse as humanity itself. Each individual story provides unique insights into how these drives can be both destructive and transformative. For instance, consider the entrepreneur who harnesses her desires to build a successful business that also contributes positively to her community. Conversely, there's the tale of the corporate executive whose greed leads to unethical decisions and eventual personal and professional downfall. These narratives reveal the profound effects of our inner drives on our life paths. They serve as powerful reminders of the need for self-awareness and ethical decision-making in achieving personal success and fulfillment. Understanding and managing these drives can lead to a life marked not only by achievement but also by contentment and integrity. Greed and desire manifest differently across cultures. influenced by varying values, norms, and economic conditions. In some societies, success and accumulation might be celebrated, seen as signs of divine favor or personal virtue. In others, restraint and contentment are more highly prized, associated with wisdom and spiritual depth. This diversity offers a rich field for comparative analysis and underscores the importance of context in understanding how these drives are expressed and managed. It also points to the potential for cross-cultural learning and the adoption of diverse strategies to balance these universal, yet culturally modulated drives. By exploring these variations, we can expand our understanding of what it means to live well in different societal setups, and perhaps find new ways to address the challenges posed by greed and desire. Managing greed and desire is critical for personal well-being and societal harmony. Strategies such as mindfulness, ethical education, and community engagement can help individuals align their aspirations with their values. For societies, policies that promote economic equality, environmental sustainability, and corporate accountability are essential. These practices and policies do not just curb the negative impacts of greed and desire, they also enhance the capacity for empathy, fairness, and long-term thinking, qualities necessary for any society that aims to thrive. Implementing these strategies requires a concerted effort from individuals, communities, and governments, emphasizing that balance is not just a personal challenge but a collective goal. As we come to the end of this exploration, it is clear that greed and desire are not just simple impulses but complex forces that have shaped and will continue to shape the human experience. They drive us to achieve, but can also lead us astray. Understanding and managing these drives is not just an academic exercise, but a practical imperative for anyone seeking a balanced, fulfilling life. In grasping the dual nature of greed and desire, we find not only challenges but also opportunities for growth and improvement. By fostering awareness and cultivating ethical, sustainable approaches to these age-old drivers, we stand a better chance of crafting a future that honors our deepest aspirations while respecting our collective needs and the health of our planet. In the final analysis, the path forward lies not in suppressing greed and desire, but in channeling them wisely and ethically, harnessing their power for good